Hello and welcome to Oweleketv News. I am Hadiza Galadima. Thanks for joining us. And now, the news headlines. Suspected headers kill chief and two others in Benue community. 6 dead in fresh Osun accident. APC denies suspending Omo-agege. Federal government bars illegal online banks, approves 173 loan apps. Peter Obi breaks his silence on the treason allegation against him. Obingwa-born industrialist Charles Nwangwa congratulates Dr. Alex Otti as Governor-elect in Abia State, promised to join hands in recreating a new Abia. Welcome back from the break and thanks for staying with us. Now, the news in full. A community chief and two other people were on Monday killed by suspected herdsmen at Ibobi in Akwa local government area of Benue State. This is coming barely a day after some gunmen raided a church, killed one person, and kidnapped 3 other worshippers during an all-night worship. A report from Ibobi in Akwa local government area said that the suspected headers stormed the community and shot indiscriminately at the villagers and abducted the community leader, who was later killed. The national chairman of Ikobi Community Development, Omo-agege, told newsmen in a telephone chat that the suspected herdsmen had been terrorizing the area since January this year. Eche, who is also a legal practitioner, said there was an attack at the Ikobi community, which is adjacent to Ikobi. The community leader was also abducted and killed alongside 2 other persons. The assaulters are suspected herdsmen. The locals said it's been a thing of a routine for them for almost every year during rainy season. They attack people, maimed and raped women, destroyed their farm crops and houses. But this year, it seems to be a colossal because they have wiped out almost 20 villages, if not more. Also, the paramount ruler of the Idoma nation, His Royal Majesty, John Aligua, who has increased the alarm of incense killing of his subjects by suspected headers. In a statement issued through his media aide, Onumiwa Odoba, the royal father stated that there had been a series of coordinated hostilities and violence attack within the farming communities of Benue South, especially but not limited to Upper Corridor. These recent attacks, which have claimed not less than 75 lives and displaced thousands from their homes and businesses, unfortunately brutally claimed the life of the chief of Ibobi in Upper local government area on the 3rd of April 2023. But the Mieti Allah Cattle and Breeders Association of Nigeria, MAGBAN, in the state said that those carrying out those attacks on Upper local government area are not known to them. Ibrahim Galma spoke to newsmen on the phone saying they don't have headsmen in Upper, they don't know them, nor do they have their leaders, and they don't know where they come from. The police public relations officer in the state, Catherine Anene, could not be reached for confirmation as calls put through her cell phone were not answered. Osun State on the news again as 6 persons have reportedly died in an accident between Erioke and Ipetu-Jesha on the Ile-Ife-Akure Expressway on Tuesday. The bodies of the dead victims, all males, including the driver, had been deposited in a morgue of Wesley Garrett Hospital, Ile-Ife, while the wounded have also been conveyed to the hospital where they are responding to treatment. Agnes Ogungbemi, the spokesperson of Osun Sector Command of the Federal Road Safety Commission, FRC, confirmed the incident. Ogungbemi said that there was an actual crash, but they are trying to get more facts. At the time of filing this report, details of the accident are still sketchy. The All Progressive Congress APC has renounced suspending the Deputy Senate President, Senator Omo-agege, from the party. This is contained in a report by the Delta APC Executive Committee, autographed by Elder Omeni Soboti, the state chairman of the party, and Mr. Peter Akarugbe, the secretary in Warri. The APC said that Omo-agege, who is its governorship candidate in the March 15th election, remained a bona fide member of the party. He depicted the publication alleging his purported suspension as a handwork of rabble-rousing frauds who claim to have held positions at the various levels of the party in the state. The legitimate and only recognized State Executive Committee of the APC at the national headquarters, in consultation with other levels in the chain, hereby deny the publication, label it as fraudulent, a ruse, and of no consequence. Therefore, it should be disregarded and considered as the handwork of mischief makers by all party faithfuls and general public. The executive committee member of the APC at the wards, local governments, senatorial districts, and state levels were duly elected by bona fide members of the party in a transparent process at the different congresses organized by the party. So they remain legitimate and still hold their offices and positions in accordance with the APC constitution. The party stated that the general public, party faithfuls, and stakeholders are therefore advised to discourage the said publications and view it as a worthless undertaking of men with crooked intentions. The APC added that the signatories were not only dubious impostors but very reckless, saying that their claims could cause a breach of public peace and should not be permitted. He, however, enjoined the police, public Department of State Services, and other security agencies to take note of the wanton transgression and the unscrupulous intent to cause disharmony and a breach of public peace in the state. The Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission has approved 173 digital lending applications to operate in the country. Of the 173, 119 have full approvals and 54 have conditional approvals. After loan apps began harassing Nigerians, the FCCPC began a registration drive to protect citizens from the atrocities of these apps. It released a limited interim regulatory framework and guidelines for digital lending 2022 to control the digital lending space and make registration and approval a prerequisite for companies seeking to operate in the space. After shifting its deadline numerous times, it finally adopted March 27, 2023 as a close of registration. The commissioner has now released a list of approved apps that can operate in the country. Companies without approval will not be able to operate in the space. Commenting on its effort against digital lending apps in August 2022, the FCCPC said, in addition to the enforcement actions and in furtherance of the desire to promote fair, transparent, and mutual beneficial alternative lending opportunities apart from the traditional lending to customers, the Interagency Joint Regulatory and Enforcement Task Force has developed and mutually adopted a limited interim regulatory framework and guidelines for digital lending in 2022 as a first and interim steps to establishing a clear regulatory framework. Some of the approved loan apps listed by the Commission include Branch International Finance Services Limited, Fair Money Microfinance Bank, Pivot Technology Limited, Rain Money Microfinance Bank Limited, Carbon Microfinance Bank Limited, and Credit Wave Finance Limited, amongst others. Loans without the FCCPC's approval will be removed from Play Store by Google and unavailable for download. In November, Google Play announced updates to its developer program policy, which mandated the digital market lenders in Nigeria, India, Indonesia, the Philippines, and Kenya must conform to the regulatory rules. This was expected to come into force from January 31st, 2023. In March, Google Play took down hundreds of unapproved loan apps from the Play Store in Kenya, according to a report on TechCrunch. While in February 2023, the Nigerian Data Protection Bureau announced a national committee made up of federal agencies were working in tandem to clip the activities of illegal loan apps in the country. To some Nigerians, this is a welcome development because some of the app loans end up embarrassing people. Our correspondent has the report.
I believe the Federal Bank of Nigeria have actually done a good job by scrubbing most of those online banking system they have these days. Is it wallet, some some of those organizations are not relevant, because some, if you have issues, you hardly know where to go towards your issues and how to go about it for them to rectify your issues, unlike the normal banking system that you can as well walk in any of those bank around and rectify your problem if you have any issues. But I believe government and the CBN have actually done a great job by scrapping those unnecessary, or as some people do call wallets. We don't actually need it, because you don't know where to go in search of them if you have issues.
So the issue of the loan app as it is, we have about 200 million Nigerians. So what does that mean? Is that you are giving loan app to about 170 something thousand or millions. So what it means is that there is still a deficit. And then again, the issue with the loan is that what are the modalities? Who are those to get the loans? Is it for those only in the urban areas or in the cities? What happens to those in the villages? Okay, so these are the things that are supposed to be put into consideration, considering the fact that Nigeria as of today is still very much, it's still far in terms of having technology that will go around the 774 local governments in Nigeria. So, and then again, the issue of the loan is that, you see, it's about monitoring. It's about monitoring. You don't really need the app, the loan app. It's about an institution monitoring the process of loan giving. And if for you to give out loans, there are prerequisites for someone to give. Okay? You present them and then you are giving the loan. So I think that should be the proper way to go about it, because most people will not have access to it.
Okay, in my own opinion, actually, I'm not using the app frequently, but in my own opinion, they have did the right thing by reducing the number of the apps. In my own view, 173 is much, so I should have reduced it maybe like 100. Sometimes actually people collect the loan, and actually people are refusing to pay the loan. Not that they don't have it or something. Actually, most people are refusing because they know there is no negative consequences. So they'll just feel like it's just posting pictures. They'll just post a picture. What is there? What have we not seen in this country? So they just take over that thing. 172 is okay.
There are a lot of challenges in the country, and there's also a problem which needs to be fixed. But government has a reason, and their reason are solid. I know a friend of mine who has used the loan app. It took him some time. I even supported to help him out on it. So their actions are right, but let them do the right thing, because sometimes Nigerians don't have option than to run to the loan app. So on the other side, they are right, but they should also check what they are doing if it's not going to affect the citizens of the country. Thank you.
I am Fatima, reporting.
We will be going on a short break, but we'll be right back. Please stay with us. Welcome back from the break and thanks for staying with us. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party at the 2023 election, Peter Obi, has responded to a treason allegation leveled against him by the federal government. Obi made the negation in reaction to the allegation of treason raised against him by the federal government through the Minister of Information, Alhaji Lai Mohammed. The Labour Party candidate said in the past few days he has observed various campaigns of calumny directed at his persons, with the latest being allegations attributed to the Information Minister, Lai Mohammed from Washington, D.C. He added that it is most unfortunate that these consistent efforts to portray him are quite contrary to what he is and his core values. He said, Lai Mohammed accusing him of stalking insurrection is totally cruel and fictitious. He stated that he had never discussed or motivated anyone to undermine the Nigerian state, and he had never sponsored or preached any action against the Nigerian state. Those initiating these actions have increasingly used their official position and agents to make false allegations against him. He stated that on the record as always advocating for peace and issue-based campaign and never campaign based on ethnicity or religion, and that he is committed to due process and presently seeking redress in the courts. He urges those engaged in this demarketing process to stop presenting Nigeria in such a bad light. The minister, while interacting with international media organizations and think tanks on the just concluded 2023 elections on Tuesday, April 4, 2023 in Washington, D.C., Lai said Obi and his vice, Dati Ahmed, cannot be threatening Nigerians. If the president-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the All Progressive Congress APC is sworn in on May 29th, it will be the end of democracy in Nigeria. Lai termed this as treason. He also said Obi's statement is that of a desperate person. He is not only a Democrat that he claimed to be, but some Nigerians entirely have different feelings about this. Our correspondent has the full report.
Peter Obi, to me, they have not done anything that qualifies for that word treason. Let me just give you an instance. The present president, Muhammadu Buhari, when the first time he contested against PDP, he went to court. He claimed that he was the one that won the election. If you remember, yes, that is the present president. When PDP was ruling, he went to court and claimed that to put forward his position that he was the one that won the election, and nobody counted it as treason that time. You understand me? When Atiku contested against Muhammadu Buhari, Atiku claimed that he was the one that won the election, and it was not counted as treason. So why is it now that they are counting it as treason? Is it because Peter Obi is a youth, is a young man? Do you understand? Or is it because of his ethnic background? So to me, Lai Mohammed is not being objective. To me,
against Peter Obi is justifiable, and do you think Peter Obi is really desperate as Lai Mohammed accused?
To me, Peter Obi is not desperate. I think the man have vision, and he have the best for Nigeria youth. The case of Mr. Peter Obi, the man need to go to his backyard and settle out his differences. That's all I have to say.
Well, I don't think Peter Obi is desperate. I think he's doing the right thing by fighting for his mandate, which most Nigerians are behind him courageously. And then I don't think Peter Obi did any treasonous acts whatsoever. You understand? I think he's on the right path according to the rule of law to reclaim his mandate, and I think he's doing well. There's no treason whatsoever.
The allegation is one of the ways that when an issue is on ground like this and there is allegation here and there, we barely hear the truth from the masses and from all what are circulating, except you see the person on ground. Then when you now interview the person, when you put a word down, it can be translated in one way or the other, in many forms. So that allegation may not be truth of a thing,
and at the same time it can be a truth, but it depends on the presentation or on the way people overheard it and translate it. So it's not justifiable anyway, because the person in question has already debunked it that he didn't say so. So once you cannot claim that you say something and people are saying you say it, or from the Minister of Information that said he himself overheard it. But if a thief now and is not being caught by someone, he can deny that he's not a thief. So there is no way, there is no written document concerning it, and there are no, we cannot say it's genuine. Thank you.
I am Fatima reporting.
Chief Lawrence Charles Nwangwa, on behalf of his friends, family, and associates, heartily congratulates the amiable Governor-elect, His Excellency Dr. Alex Otti, OFR, on his landslide victory in the just concluded governorship election in Abia State. He added that His Excellency the Governor-elect deserves his commendation for leading successfully the liberation battle of Abia State since 2015, when he first presented himself to the Abia. He therefore joins other well-meaning Abians to salute his doggedness, consistency, and dexterity, which today have translated to victory. Having worked and supported him, Charles Nwangwa stated that he is not unaware of his lofty programs and development agenda as encapsulated in the People's Oriented Manifesto, which has the confidence that the governor-elect will implement, among other gains. He further stated that he has no iota of doubt that with His Excellency in the driving seat, Abia shall witness massive infrastructural development, regular payments of workers' salaries, socio-economic revolution, and overall good governance. Charles Nwangwa humbly suggests the state of emergency and strict austerity measures to be put in place to stem the tide of drifts to the abyss as Abia was positioned by the immediate passing administration. He therefore is willing to join hands with His Excellency in any firm desire in recreating a new Abia of a collective dream and aspiration, as he has recently built an industry to make an impact, creating jobs and making a statement to their people in diaspora that Abia is safe for investments. Also willing and eager to do more towards contributing to the success of all sectors. And now over to the Nigerian Defense Headquarters had clarified that the UN peacekeeping fighting vehicles and equipment sighted lately in Benue, Edo State was meant for deployment for a peacekeeping mission in South Sudan. The Acting Director of Defense Information, Brigadier General Tukur Gusau, made this known in a report on Tuesday in Abuja. Gusau said circulation of the video of a said equipment on social media had given rise to insinuations that were unfavorable to public peace, which might cause panic. He said that currently Nigeria is contributing troops to various UN peacekeeping operations, the most recent being United Nations Interim Security Force for Abia, Southern Sudan. The mission is commanded by a Nigerian, Major General Benjamin Olufemi Sawyer. It should be noted that the UN doesn't have its own troop, rather it enters into an agreement with troops contributing countries to provide their personnel and equipment for operations in its multifarious missions. Therefore, it is crucial to state emphatically that the military fighting vehicles and equipment painted in UN color as cited are being moved through the Warri port for movement to the mission area in South Sudan. Well, that's all the news on Oweleketv News. Do follow our social media handles displayed on your screen for inquiries and advert placements. I am Hadiza Galadima. Do stay safe and see you next time.